Unfortunately, due to the paucity of time, the assent of Mr. President could not be gotten before the expiration of the 9th Assembly. And because of the genuineness and then the very importance of this bill, we have to recommit it. And before I go further, we have been talking about kinetic situation of our Nigerian security. And for that kinetic not to reactivate or to activate the inertial situation, then definitely this bill is pertinently to be considered by distinguished senators and then let it pass. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, and once again, for the avoidance of identity piracy, I am Senator Yemi Adaramodu. I represent Ekiti South Central District, and I'm from Ekiti State. Once again, since the early years, let me deal with the principles first, my minority leader. Since the early years of the establishment of the National Youth Service Corps, which was established May 1973, that's 51 years ago. This is going to be the first attempt at making sure that the act that established the National Youth Service Corps is dealt with to ensure and afford Nigerians the benefit of why the NYSC was established. The management of the scheme has not only trained and equipped and empowered corps members enrolled under the scheme, but have instilled patriotism and the spirit of nationalism in corps members since then. The decision to establish the National Youth Service Corps Trust Fund was conceived by some of the scheme's stakeholders, which include the 36 state governments and FCT administration. The idea to establish the trust fund was also strongly supported by civil society organizations, National Association of Nigerian Students, and the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, the ALGON. The objectives, therefore, are to establish a National Youth Service Corps Trust Fund, to control a special fund established under this section, which is Section 3 of this bill, provides sustainable sources of funds for the National Youth Service Corps funds, to train and retrain of corps members under the NYSC, to provide skill acquisition and provide start-up capital for corps members, to develop camps and NYSC formations and all other facilities, and to improve the general welfare of corps members and personnel of NYSC. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the establishment of NYSC Trust Fund, we have a direct answer to the asked rhetorical question, after NYSC, what next? This is because in 2012, NYSC established the Skills Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development, which we call the SAID, to close the gap in unemployment among Nigerian graduates by building the capacity of corps members to gain the acquired skills that beat the challenges of unemployment. Mr. President, colleagues, if and when this bill is signed into law, these young graduates, having acquired skills and entrepreneurial development skill under SAID, would have the resources to start up their own businesses and become business owners. In this way, we will be achieving greater feats in empowering our young graduates for self-employment and wealth creation. The bill consists of 26 clauses, schedule, committees, and miscellaneous of the trust fund. Mr. President, my very esteemed colleagues, we all know that the osmotic causative of unemployment in Nigeria among youth has increased the wave of armed robbery, prostitution, drug trafficking, kidnapping, terror threats, and ongoing abductions of Nigerians with reckless abandon. I therefore urge all my colleagues to give this bill an accelerated hearing and passage, as it would make a significant impact in reducing unemployment among Nigerian youth. And passionately to note that this bill is going to be a Happy New Year bill to Nigerian youth. And the NYSC that had been on the Committee of Youth Development visit to some of these camps will reveal a very parallel situation of the camps. Today, the camps are being managed by the state government, but hardly will we find about 3 or 4, 5 camps that we can call serious camps that Nigerian youth, young adults, can dwell in and do something very meaningful. So with the passage of this bill, we will ensure that our young adults that we are churning out every year, almost every month, because we have several thousands. This year, not less than 400,000 young graduates of Nigerian descent will be passing out to go into the NYSC. So when we visit these camps, the situation is very parlous, very, very indecent. And then with this bill, it's going to cure this kind of anomaly. And without regressing into unnecessary verbosity, I here want to submit and then move. Thank you, Mr. President, and dear colleagues.
Dismissed Senator Nengi.